up. He knows he only has a couple of laps left to go, so now he'll check his mirrors to see how far behind him Ryan Hunter-Reay is, and know that he might just have to live with a second-place finish here today.
Every time they go down that long straightaway, they hit that push to pass, and now Power is down to 2. Hunter-Reay is down to 2. Dario Franchitti is down to 4. There's 2 laps remaining.
You know, and perfectly executed by Will Power. You can get very greedy early on in the race and use your push to pass cars and make yourself move up the grid and feel great about it. But, so watching the interval right now for this battle for first, Will Power has done the smart thing because he'll push it again when he gets down to turn 1, turn 2, and take advantage of that push to pass all the way down the straight.
White flag is now out for Will Power. He has been spectacular this year on the road and street courses. Won the first 2 right out of the box. Added Watkins Glen just 2 weeks ago, and here he is with the push to pass, hammered down again.
And this wasn't a gift. It's not like Justin Wilson had a mistake. He got past Justin Wilson on the restart and made Justin Wilson drive too hard into turn 8 and caused Justin Wilson to make a mistake. He took advantage of the restart. He's got himself up in front.
Ryan Hunter-Reay looking for another podium finish. Remember, he was our winner at Long Beach. Dario Franchitti, the man that he is chasing, of course, the winner at this year's Indianapolis 500. 7 different winners in 9 races. There were only 6 winners in all of 2009. But boy, the guy who has been the best has been up front today when it counts. Coming out of the last turn, Will Power is going to pick up his 8th career open wheel win and 4th of the season here at Toronto. Behind him, Franchitti, Ryan Hunter-Reay, and Tony Kanaan. Still waiting for Graham Rahal and Danica Patrick to cross the line. There goes Rahal, and there is Danica. And you can see Justin Wilson rallies back after the spin to finish in 7th. Marco Andretti, great run for Simona Di Silvestro. Dan Wheldon rounds out the top 10. So for Will Power, his 2nd win here at Toronto. His other win came back in the Champ Car days of 2007. The 150th career open wheel victory for Roger Penske as a team owner. And Vince, while he makes his way, Will Power to victory lane. There's Clive Howell. Let's talk to him.
Well, Clive, you've had 6 races on the road and street courses this year, and your driver, Will Power's, won 4 of them. What is the quality about this young driver that makes him so outstanding?
I don't know. It's just the talent he has. He can go fast, save fuel when you ask him to. He can go fast when you ask him to, and he's smart too. You know, he knows who he's racing out there today. Put the pressure on Wilson. He spins the car, and we win the race, and we beat Dario at the same time. It's great.
Clive, you make it seem like it's just another day at the office. Job well done by the entire team here on the Penske, and Will Power, the winner at Toronto.
ESPN's coverage of the IZOD IndyCar Series at Toronto on ABC. Presented by IZOD. Honda, the engine supplier for the IZOD IndyCar Series. And Firestone, the first name in Indy racing.
Will Power probably doesn't know this, but 52 years ago on this very day, in this very location, a guy by the name of the King, Richard Petty, won his very first ever NASCAR stock car race. 52 late years later, Will Power in the Penske number 12 Verizon Dallara takes home his 4th victory of the year. And boy, he did a magnificent job as he makes his way around this track one more time, to the delight of this very strong crowd here at Toronto.
And for Will Power, his great year continues to go. Remember, he was a part-time driver last year for Penske. Wanted to get on full-time by the results he had last year. He accomplished that. He knows how lucky he is. He says, I'm very charmed right now to be able to drive for Team Penske. And a great season so far, and also getting married later this year in December. So he hopes that he wins the championship. He can go off and celebrate, he told me yesterday.
The exhilaration he feels can be just the opposite end of the scale for what probably Justin Wilson feels, and you've been there, you know what it's like.
And for Justin, he knows that he should have got a better restart. He was trying, but that time you have to give it to Will Power because he was on the tail end going through turns 8 and 9 and put the pressure on Wilson to make that back end slip out in turn 10. Marty.
Well, let's check in because Rick has caught up with Dario Franchitti.
Well, we have to talk about good news and bad news. The good news is we always seem to be talking to each other, but it's always on the podium and not on the winner's circle. So last week it was third. This week it's second. You're moving up. Let's talk about how you ended up in that second position.
Yeah, you know, not a bad job by the Target guys today. Our air-wet car was pretty good. It was a lot to do with track position, and we pitted one lap early, and Justin and Will jumped us when they went a lap longer. And that was it. I managed to get past Justin when he was trying to get back up to speed on the cold tires. And
now, last week at the end of the race, you were talking about how it was tires that really held you back. You just didn't seem to have enough to go after Wilson or after Power this time. What was it?
Well, I mean, I think in fairness to Firestone, that was what we did with the car. They did to their tires. No, this week we just weren't quite quick enough. As I say, I think if we'd have been leading, Will wouldn't have got past us. But as I say, we lost the track position in the strategy we chose to take. But one of those things, not a bad day, but we'll need to improve just a little bit.
Dario Franchitti still nibbling away.
Well, take a look at the championship points chase in the IZOD IndyCar Series standings, and it is now a 42-point lead for Dario Franchitti. 78 over Scott Dixon. Ryan Briscoe, Ryan Hunter-Ray picks up one spot, knocking Elio Castroneves down. Couple of bright spots today, not on the points scale, but Graham Rahal had his best finish of the season in 5th, and Simona Di Silvestro in 9th, her best career finish in her rookie season in the IZOD IndyCar Series. And let's celebrate with Will Power, Jamie Little.
And his second victory here in Toronto, his last win coming in 2007. Will Power, the greatest name in racing, stands on top of his car, celebrates standing on the side pod, the confetti falls. Let's get Will Power to come off his race car over here. All of his team members congratulating him. Will, come on down here. Holding his hands. I know it was a long, hard day. Will, you told me on Friday it was going to be the driver that was the most aggressive and the driver that could adapt to the changes. How much did you have to adapt to get this win today?
That's exactly right. I mean, the tires went off so badly because they had pickup those last restarts. You saw what happened to Justin. Man, I almost lost it a couple of times too, and just so happy to get that Verizon car a bigger points lead. The whole team worked really hard, and man, I just love winning.
Well, you also told me this car after practice needed some work. How crucial was your team in getting this win?
Yeah, I mean, this whole team worked so well together, you know. Stops are good today, and yeah, we struggled in practice. We worked really hard, and this is the end result.
Hey, you know, Ryan Briscoe said if you won, you have to bust out a rap song. That's a little secret about Will Power.
I know. He keeps putting me on the spot, so I have to learn a rap, and my own rap.
Hey, the more you win, the more we learn about you, right? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's go over to Vince Welch.
Oh, what as you saw the euphoria of victory lane and just the other end of that spectrum here with Justin Wilson. You had such a dominant car today at times. What happened first on the restart?
I wish I knew. I went through turn 7 on that restart, and you know, Will had got by me. I was fine with that. I thought we'll live to fight another day, but went through turn 7. As I lifted off, I got sideways, so I got on the brakes and I just locked the rears. That was just my fault, I guess, on you know, just locked the rears all the way through the brake zone and just couldn't get them unlocked in time for the corner. At first I thought I got a puncture, like the left rear, but you know, I think it was just pickup. I got on the tire and just not done a good enough job to get them cleaned up before the restart.
How do you keep in perspective the quality weekend that you guys had when you have the result that I know that you're not satisfied with?
Well, it's tough. You know, everyone on Driving Reinbold Racing and you know, the guys on the Z-Line design car just deserve much better than that. You know, we've had such a great weekend. We've made some great strides throughout the weekend, and you know, to be leading it 15 laps from the end, and you know, just very disappointed, and you know, can't apologize enough. You know, that's as tough as it is on this track. It's easy to make mistakes, but at the end of the day, you know, I can only put that down to a driver error, and just want to put that behind me and move on.
Thanks for the time, Justin. Rick DeBrule.
Hey, kid.
Yeah, from a driver who can't believe he didn't win the race to a driver who can't believe he finished third. I asked you how your car would do, and you said horrendous. So how does a horrendous car finish third?
Well, it was just really tough conditions out there today. I think a lot of people had a hard time, you know, with the track and the